All right, guys, so fully coming to you. As you saw, I'm always going to support Demetrius Boo Andrade as much as I can. For one, he's from the turf. He's from back home. He's from the islands. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing by default. But number two, the dude is just looking for a fight. The dude is just looking so we can see, because that's my thing. Because again, I've said in previous videos, we don't know how good he is. We don't really know. We don't know if he's a fighter that fights to his level of opposition, or we don't know if he's a fighter that, that's just the best he's going to be versus the opposition that he's had thus far. We don't know those things, okay? Those things have not been shown to us because of the level of opposition that he has been fighting. The thing is, it came out that the zone was looking to make Demetrius Andrade Triple G fight for September. I was talking to Demetrius Andrade's strength and conditioning coach, and he said the exact same thing. He said they're trying to shoot for that fight for September, right? But then I look at the tweets, I look at the Twitter, and it says that one of the DAZN representatives, I don't know his name exactly, but one of those DAZN representatives said that that according to Triple G and his team, which includes that coward Tom Loeffler. Godly, I cannot stand Tom Loeffler. I really can't. That guy is a pain in the butt, and he's just a coward. He's a straight up coward. He will not put Triple G against anybody. And it's just sad. It's just freaking pathetic. But what's happening now is that according to the sources on the tweet, Triple G is fighting in December, right? He's fighting Murata in December. That's the plan. I think, as a matter of fact, they're having that fight on New Year's Eve. That's what has been revealed thus far. Is that the fight is going to take place on New Year's Eve. I'm not quite sure of that, but I mean, that's what it's looking like. That's what the trajectory is looking like, is them fighting on New Year's Eve. Now, the thing is that since that fight is in December, that would give Triple G enough time to fight Andrade in September. Because then it's just like, okay, he fights in September. He can basically rest for a full month in October. And even more so, he can rest for a couple of weeks in November, the first 2 weeks, and be ready for the fight in December, right? That can work. But of course, because he felt he didn't lose the second fight with Canelo. I personally thought he lost the second fight with Canelo. That's just my personal opinion. I thought he won the first fight with Canelo. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he edged it out. I thought he was a little bit more busier. And I thought, yeah, he edged it out a bit. But the second one, I felt that he won. I felt that Canelo got him in that second fight. But here's what has been happening. So I read the tweets, and you gotta excuse me for a second. You know, I just had a long day. So I'm just kind of, you know, heating up some food and making a video at the same time. You know, I do things like that sometimes because I can. But anyhow, the thing is that when asked, you know, when Triple G was asked if he would be willing to fight Canelo in September, he said he would be ready for Canelo in September. He said that. He said, yeah, in September I would be ready for Canelo. And then the thing is that if he's ready for Canelo, chances are he's going to have to fight him at 168, right? So the thing is that if he fights him at 168, this may be a good thing, because then probably he can just drop that IBF belt and let someone else get it. And, you know, possibly we can get another unification and see who's really the top dog at 160. But my thing is this. He's ready to fight Canelo in September, but he has no interest in fighting Andrade in September. So that's what I'm saying. And I'm sorry to say this, but I blame DAZN for letting this happen. I blame DAZN for signing these fighters, right? And giving them these big old contracts for them only to fight real estate agents and State Farm agents and get paid beaucoup money for it. I blame DAZN for doing that. And what I think DAZN needs to do in terms of Triple G, he just needs to tell him, like, yo, you know, we're not going to be paying you all this money to fight these low-level opposition. It's either you fight Demetrius Andrade, or, you know, we're cutting your funds. I hate to say it, because this is prize fighting, but sometimes starving a fighter may be the best thing to compel them to fight, because money is a motivation. I mean, that's why they fight at the end of the day, is for prize, for money. And of course, you know, proving yourself to be the best factors in on that. But of course, it's like monetarily motivated that they fight, right? So I would honestly tell, you know, I would really honestly tell Triple G that, yo, man, if you don't fight this dude, man, goodbye. And I think, you know, as sad as it sounds, it was the same thing with Canelo. The Canelo situation was the same thing. Is that you know, Canelo, he decided that he didn't want to fight bigger guys on DAZN. He decided that although they were pushing for that Andrade fight, he didn't want to fight him. And they were, I guess they were pushing for bigger fights for Canelo, but that's why he opted out of the Golden Boy DAZN little deal, and he works as a free agent for DAZN, because now he can just pretty much choose a fight at convenience. You know, like he's not obligated. You know, he's not having a fight deal, because with the fight deal, the thing is, with the fight deal, you're guaranteed, that's guaranteed money. And what's not guaranteed, though, is easy touches for you, because of the simple fact the network needs to make revenue. And although DAZN is a streaming service, those subscriptions is part of the revenue. So people are not going to really subscribe to watch a Triple G fight a Steve Rose, or a Triple G to fight that Kamel guy. People are not going to subscribe to watch those fights. So that's why the DAZN is pushing for the bigger fights. But as you see, Triple G does not want to take those fights. And that's the easiest fight to make right now. You can literally agree to terms right now, and that fight can be made. There's nothing holding back the fight. And the reason why, I mean, because I've talked to Demetrius Andrade's strength and conditioning coach, and the thing is Demetrius Andrade is kind of in a lose-lose situation because Eubanks was supposed to fight him, but Eubanks lost his brother, Rahmatullah alayhi, may Allah have mercy on him. So he's gonna need time to heal from that, So that opponent goes out the door. So who is realistically left for Demetrius Andrade to fight? You can't get the Murata fight because Triple G is taking that in December. All right, and it's just ridiculous at this point. So what needs to happen is that IBF just needs to have him relinquish the belt if he's not going to fight anybody. You know what honestly needs to happen in boxing? This is what needs to happen in boxing. I'm going to end on this note. What needs to happen in boxing is that if these guys don't fight top opposition, and if these guys just continue to take these soft mandatories and the like thereof, I think what the sanctioning bodies need to do is they need to do their job too. I think the IBF should say, yo, if you don't fight this man, give us the belt back. That needs to happen. And that includes the WBC as well, WBA. That includes all these sanctioning bodies. They have to start pushing for the belt holders to be like, yo, man, if you don't fight this guy, then you're gonna have to give the belt up. Can't just push the mandatory card anymore, because what happens with the mandatory card is the casual fan gets his rocks off because he's seeing his favorite fighter fight. Okay, and look, and usually most of the time the mandatory, especially the voluntary mandatory, is not a tough touch. It's usually a guy we never heard of before most of the time. So these sanctioning bodies need to just step in and be like, yo, if you ain't gonna fight the guy, just give up the belt. It's all good. Just say, yeah, it's all good. You can give up your belt and not fight him. We understand. But anyhow, man, let's see what happens. I don't know what is gonna happen because Canelo, I don't know if the negotiations are going through with him and Caleb Plant. Word got back from the grapevine that Al Heyman is saying, okay, yeah, you want the belt, but you're going to have to see either David Benavidez or Charlo first to get to that belt. I don't know how true that is. So, honestly, I know as crazy as it sounds, we may very well see a trilogy of Canelo versus Golovkin, since Golovkin claims that he's ready in September time. But I just decided to include these little workouts with Demetrius Andrade to show that he takes his craft series. Even when he doesn't have a fight, he's always ready. He's always in the gym, getting right, doing what he does. And the reason why I support him so much is because, again, we come from the turf. He's from the turf day one. But it's just the thing is with me and my boxing and what styles appeal to me. I've said it before. I'm intrigued by Demetrius Andrade style, the Devin Haney style, the Jaron Ennis style, the David Morrell style, the Arislandi Lara style, the Guillermo Rigondeaux style. Those are my styles. I like that style of fighting. And so I just want to see more of that style of fighting for the simple fact you witness some good things, you know. But anyhow, man, we might as well just like just see what's gonna happen. But obviously, the reason why I didn't report the news before, because people were saying, yeah, it's official, you know, GGG, Demetrius Andrade, like people were saying that. But I didn't report it because of the simple fact I just wanted to wait, because I know Triple G was going to say something, because it took everything in the power for him to even fight Derevyanchenko, you know, and many people thought he lost that fight. Some people had it a tie. So that's why I waited to report on the whole, you know, Demetrius Andrade Triple G fight, because I knew there was going to be some kind of loophole that Triple G was going to make and his team was going to make, especially Tom Loeffler's little soft, queer looking self. But anyhow, man, that's all I got for now, man. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. But as you see, he's working. Fula signing out. Njara.